You just never know. You look at the rankings and all of that. Like I tell the guys, all those rankings and stuff on paper. I think the last time Tennessee State was picked, we finished third in the conference back in '02. In '03, we were 2-10, or '01, they were 2-10. So, you just got to be careful of what you see on paper. You still got to go out and perform. I think our guys understand that. They understand the process. They understand the hard work that we put in over the last year. And ultimately, our goal is to win an Ohio Valley Conference championship, but it's going to be done on the field. You got to have some sweat equity. It's not going to be anything from all the preseason accolades and all of that. It's going to be from the work that you put in from last, spring to now.
How much closer do you feel like you are to reaching that goal?
Well, it's kind of funny that you say that, because last year I thought we got a little ahead of schedule, because we had a lot of redshirt freshmen and sophomore kids playing last year. We have 11 returning starters on defense, and 9 of those 11 are only going to be juniors. So, we feel really good about that. Obviously, we have some holes to fill on the offensive line with the departure of Sherman and Rogers Gaines, but we got guys like Kadeem Edwards, Anthony Morris, Demetrius Rainey. So guys got to step up. So we feel really good about where we are. But again, we've got to put the work in, and we've got to put the time in. It's going to allow us an opportunity to be competitive in November.
With the uncertainty, you had the two guys that bounce back and forth in spring football, quarterback for you. With that kind of unknown, do you have to change plans going into fall practice?
No, our offense is our offense. We've always liked to be a balanced team. Obviously, Travis rushed for 1,500 yards last year. I hope we get another 1,500 yards back to replace him, and that'll take some pressure off of whoever's our quarterback. But right now, I'm going to go out and, Michael still has some work to do, and he still has some unfinished business. So once he completes that, we'll reevaluate his status. But right now, we have Hope Claiborne, Ronald Butler, and we've got a transfer quarterback in Lamar McKnight that'll be coming in, and all of them will be competing for that starting spot.
In terms of leadership at that position, it seemed like maybe ahead of schedule last year with Michael. How big of a concern is that for a coach going into the season?
Oh, it's always a concern, but as long as I got guys like Kadeem Edwards up front, that's protecting the guy back there, we would require or would expect the leadership up front to be even more important than that quarterback position.
You can open up with the John Barron Classic on TV. You're totally the same.
Well, it is. That was a new one on me. But it is a little incentive. Kids always like to be on TV, and for that to be put out there today in the light that it was, we can't dodge it. We still want people to buy tickets and come to the game. But it's good for our program, the exposure and things that it can provide for us being able to play nationally.
How confident and certain are you that Sherman will be quarterback?
That's all totally dependent on Mike. He still has some academic issues to take care of this summer, as well as I don't think he's at a coordinate yet. That's still coming up. So once those things are done, we'll reevaluate the situation.
You guys took a huge step forward last year. You said it doesn't necessarily mean all this stuff, but how much winning games like that, if that's a breakthrough season, carry over?
I think, like I said, our kids understand what it takes to be able to win games like that. Obviously, we played 11 straight last year, and we kind of hit a wall there toward the end, and we got 12 straight this year. But the difference in the two is we've done it before now. We know what it's going to be like. As a coaching staff, as players, we know the grind that it's going to take, to get us through 12 straight this year. So having those guys being able to come back and good leaders coming back on our football team, we expect to be able to handle the road a little bit easier.
Last year when I talked to you, you pointed to 2 years ago when your big motto was finish. Because you didn't do it 2 years ago. Last year you did it more, obviously, because you won more. But maybe you didn't finish this season. Do you have a similar motto this year?
Well, we got to break the rock. That's what our strength coach been talking. Coach Petrell's been talking to our players about all spring. Break the rock. We got to have a breakthrough. We got to get to that point where we can break the rock and win the Ohio Valley Conference championship. I think the expectations of our coaching staff, the expectations of our team, is to win a championship. That's obviously your goal every year. But I think that we have the tools in place to make a run in November. And all you want to do is be in a position at the end of the season to play for a conference championship. And if we can do that, I feel pretty good about the success that we can have.
You talked about handling the grind that you've gone through it once with 11 in a row. This year, 12 in a row. What will you do differently?
We're going to pretty much stick to our same routine. Last year, we got to a point in the season where we cut back on the pads. We only did, heavy work on maybe one day. after probably about game 6 or 7, and I think that helped us. But you know, we'll probably stick to a similar regimen and be able to, you know, once we get midway through the season and evaluate where we are, the maturity of our football team, that's when you know you can pull back on some things like that. You know, if we aren't where we need to be, you know, we'll keep pounding. But if I feel like and the coaching staff feel like that we're where we need to be, then we can pull back and let these guys play the game on Saturday and not on Monday and Tuesday.
Breaking the rock. You've just been chiseling at it leading up to now. I mean,
We've just been chiseling at it. You know, we broke through a little bit last year, but we got to get through that foundation and split it out.
great week.
Thank you.
Thanks, Roger.